Hi, Edmund. Let's just jump right in. I got a good one for you. What do you think about the 60 gigahertz bandwidth being freed up through the FCC? How does this impact Infineon?
I think it's great that they have opened up this band. And in fact, we've been working on this for a long, long time. I mean, we have been petitioning the FCC, giving them all the good reasons why they should open up this band. And in particular, it is for the in-cabin monitoring system. So it's for the automotive sector. And it's going to save lives because being able to deploy a radar in it will prevent parents from leaving their child behind. Because if they do accidentally or because they're so caught up with life, go away from the car, the radar would be able to detect the child and send off a signal to the person's phone and say, hey, you left behind your kid, come back in. And so the opening that band allows us to operate a radar in there, which is what we really think it's crucial for the safety of passengers and for children.
Yep, but Infineon's ready to take advantage of that.
Infineon is already. We've been working for this for such a long time.
Oh, very interesting. What do you think about the future of sensing in automobile industry in general?
Right. Somewhat related to that previous question, I believe that automotive is going to just have more and more sensors. Safety is paramount in cars, right? Because as there's just more and more cars on the road, more and more people, and life is just getting more and more stressful, it's always great to have something in the background, in the periphery, to just alert you if like, oh, you're too stressed. Take it easy, drive a little bit slower, or if you maybe have too much to drink, a sensor will be able to tell you that. So all these sensors is proliferating in the car is just going to make society better and safer.
Yeah, I think I saw a presentation by a colleague of yours, and you already make 80 sensors for a car, or many dozens.
We have like at least 50 sensors there in the cars, for outside the car, inside the car, looking at different things, looking at the environment and also looking at the people.
But the looking at the people one, how do people feel about that? Is that invasive in some cases?
Great question. I believe people are, especially in the Western world, people take their privacy really, really very seriously. And that's why they don't want cameras pointing at them. But that's why we have radar systems. Radar is
less individual.
It's like a blind bat, right? A bat doesn't know. It sees through radar or sonar waves. So it doesn't really know how the person looks like, but it sees that there's a person there. It can detect certain emotions, but not as invasive as a camera.
Oh, that's interesting. How do you help your customers reduce the carbon footprint? Is that one of the functions of sensors?
That's right. So we have radar sensors. So we talk about putting radar sensors in cars, but these days people put it at home too, in the thermostats.
Yeah.
So the thermostats, what we call the smart thermostats these days, they are able to know how many people are in the room, where they are, and they're able to direct the airflow and control the temperature in a way that is optimal. So you can also imagine the situation if the person leaves the room and he forgets to turn it off, the sensor knows, and the system knows, the sensor tells it to switch off the air conditioning or the heating, thus saving energy, so decreasing the carbon footprint.
Wow. How are you helping with vital sensing, with health and wellness?
Vital sensing is another big topic that's coming up because like what you brought up, that cameras are very invasive. You don't want to put a camera at your home to detect if you fell down, especially in the bathrooms, right? So radar sensors is just great for that purpose because it's not invasive, but it's able to detect if somebody has fallen down or perhaps fell off the bed.
Yeah.
And another area where radar is used is in a detection of the breathing and the heart rate. And so you don't have to wear straps anymore. So it really could tell you like how well you sleep. And most people would not want a camera in the bedroom.
Let's switch gears. Apple Vision Pro.
Right.
It has a LiDAR scanner. Well, it's not on the market yet, but we assume it does. Can you elaborate on the need for such a true depth sensor in an AR or VR application like that?
Right. So the Apple Vision Pro is I think it was announced just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there were like, I saw at least 5 websites that have already a tear down of it. And there is a LiDAR sensor in it. And the world, at least I've been in this world for very long, and there's always been a debate, do we need a true depth sensing for an AR system or do we not? And now, Apple always leads the way in terms of the innovation. And they showed that you actually need it because in order for a person to interact with an augmented object, let's say let's say I'm holding a virtual cup, right, in my hands. And how would the system know that where my hands are if it doesn't know the true depth, right? Okay. So that it can even tell how fat my fingers are, so that the cup is, rendered to suit my hands. So it doesn't look unrealistic if I have very thick fingers and then the handle of the cup is very
fascinating.
Yeah, it is indeed fascinating.
Wow, this is great. Nice chatting. Nice to see you.
Thank you very much.